Hello, everyone. Mic check, mic check. Thank you all for jumping in for Mandu Live. I hope not the last Mandu Live. As many of you may have heard, someone has copyright attacked me. So, hey everyone. It happened Friday afternoon. I'm on the page, and I'm on my page, and all of a sudden I see the parole hearing that I covered about it was the one that was all over the news because he was on death row, then it got commuted to 90 years, and then he got paroled. And by the way, that parole was reversed. I didn't know that was possible, but 2 days ago it was reversed. Anyways, so that was copyright struck, and then another random episode was copyright struck, and they used you won't believe it. They used a Gmail account, the first name, middle initial, and last name of an assistant district attorney in Louisiana. And I fully 1000% believe that it is not the assistant district attorney in Louisiana. It's someone who's just trying to take the channel down, who knows who or why. But for me, it's hilarious that, thank you, Josephine, that, yeah, buddy, Jesse, yeah, buddy. It's hilarious to me that YouTube just takes it like, oh, sure, like, I don't know the process. Like, how do they know? How do they just like believe some random like form? Like, I just don't get it. So I can't contest the copyright strikes because if I do, I have to give up my personal information, my home address, and my full name and everything. And obviously, you just don't want to do that to someone who is maliciously trying to destroy you. So I have to hire an attorney to do it. I'm actually thinking of hiring an attorney. I'm thinking of hiring one of the attorneys that we covered in Louisiana, because I think someone in Louisiana would right away know if there's a few things that are red flags. One is I don't believe it's an assistant district attorney that filed a copyright restriction using a Gmail account. Okay, like they would use their .gov account. Second, I don't believe that a district attorney has jurisdiction. Jurisdiction. That's a funny word. Over the Louisiana Parole Board, and third, it's not copyright. There's nothing illegal about using the content. There's no disclaimers on any of their right information. So, there's 3 reasons. But we will show. Yeah, if any of you have attorneys that know this jurisdiction, thank you. What happened? So yeah, we will show a video. So I'm not just on this to do a live show. We'll do we're gonna go into a parole hearing, but no. Well, Lisa, you can't. I can't. Like, I went quickly. The first thing I did was to contest it, and then in the contestant form, you have to put your personal information, your home address, and your full first and last name. Or you can hire an attorney to do it. I'm just going to hire an attorney. And no, whoever's messing with me, they'll get the full wrath of Mandu. I may talk softly, but I carry a big stick. I'm very tech savvy. I've been in the tech industry a long time, and I'll be able to uncover when this Gmail address was created. I'll also, unless they used a VPN, I'll be able to find out probably who created it. So, and we'll do this the legal way. We'll do this with proper law firms and will go all out. But I certainly don't appreciate someone trying to attack me. Well, I thought so. I thought it might have been Marvin, but I did Google the name and I found his LinkedIn account, and he's not. He's not. He's an assistant DA. We haven't never covered him on the show. So it could be that he's. I really think that it was just. I think it was just someone who wanted to perpetrate the attack on me and had to find a Gmail account that was still available and the LinkedIn account with the title that might make YouTube fall for this crap, right? But what I'm really shocked about, yeah, no, they wouldn't. A district attorney in Louisiana wouldn't use a Gmail account. He would use his government account. It's obviously BS. No, it's. I don't think at all that it's anyone in. It might be a competitor of. I've seen on YouTube that there are like a bunch of channels that are coming up and just like copy pasting this stuff. Or it might just be someone who doesn't like the channel. It could be any. Who knows? I mean, I'm surprised this didn't happen much sooner. But yeah, I'm live and visible. I see you. So yeah, I'm surprised this didn't happen much sooner, frankly. And I'm also surprised the channel's not down because it only takes 3 strikes for a channel to be destroyed. Thanks, Michelle. Look, I think the best way to support me right now is to follow the Instagram account or Facebook account, because I do think that I'm surprised the channel's not down already. It only takes 3 strikes, and there's no. You're just the channel just shuts down, and there are 2 strikes on the channel. It happened instantly, 2 strikes at the same time on Friday, and it's like 24 hours later. And why is there not a 3rd strike? It doesn't make any sense. There should be a 3rd. Like if someone maliciously attacked the channel, they would have struck everything. So either YouTube is like manually reviewing because they just don't want to shut down a channel without manually reviewing it. I don't know. I can't figure it out. The whole thing makes no sense. Who's striking me? Yeah, so someone is pretending to be the assistant DA in Louisiana. They created a Gmail account with his first and last name, and said that he works for the parole board and that this is copyright. And it's so obviously not him because he wouldn't use a Gmail account. It's just so crazy that YouTube would just fall for this stuff. And it's also not in his jurisdiction. Well, I forgot the word already. It's not, it's not their business. The parole board is not under the same umbrella as a district attorney. Like they're separate. You wouldn't have those things connected. Thank you, Flying Monkey. Wow, I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you for joining the live chat. I don't recognize your handle, so thank you for joining and thank you for that generous gift. I fully intend to keep going. I'm not intimidated. I'm not going to stop. Jurisdiction. It's just ridiculous. It's a Gmail account. Like it's laughable, really. Well, the channel's going to get ripped apart. It's possible that it's just going to die, right? Yeah, Jesse. It was someone. We're gonna do. By the way, I'm not just gonna rant. We're gonna watch a YouTube video as soon as you guys are ready. Just let me know when you're ready, and we'll click into it. Hey, Erica. What? Yeah. Like frankly, I don't. I need to be real. Like I could make. Well, the Facebook page, I just created it. If you check the community tab on my YouTube channel, the Facebook page and the Instagram is listed there. Erica, someone's attacking the channel, and it might. I'm expecting it to be shut down. Really, it should have been shut down like 24 hours ago. Someone's pretending to be the assistant district attorney in Louisiana, and they're doing copyright strikes. And it only takes 3 copyright strikes for its channel. YouTube just shuts you down, and I don't know why the 3rd hasn't come yet, but I don't have a backup account, and that's because YouTube, I don't know how other people do it, but YouTube limits new accounts to like 15-minute uploads. When I first created this account, I had to make, to cover a 1 hour long parole hearing, I would have to do 4 uploads. So it's like a very long, and maybe I can buy a YouTube account that already is like grandfathered in, but it's just a lot of work. I don't know how other people do it, but maybe I'll make a backup account, do like a bunch of short videos, and if you guys can sub and watch it to level me up, then I'll be set. Thanks, Invisible. Sam, we all love you, and I don't have other social media. Thank you so much. You don't have other social media? I never met someone who only has YouTube. 21E, please. What's a 21E? Well, so this is right. This is not. Thanks, everyone. The support means so much to me. Nothing in your community tab about the Facebook? Oh, it's wow, Jam. Thank you. Because I don't know what I can say. The support means a lot. It really does. Thanks, Jers Candy. Are you new here? I don't recognize you. Not in the live chat, at least. Oh, sex offender staff. Wow, this is pouring in. So the next step is I'm going to hire an attorney. People are recommending YouTube attorneys, but I kind of want to hire. No, but Grigsy, it says in the dashboard, it shows it. It's weird. It shows 3 strike rule, and when you get 3 strikes, your channel gets shut down. There's nothing you can do about it, and I'm on 2 strikes, so I'm just waiting for the 3rd strike to hit, and whoever attacked me, I would assume struck everything. Thank you, Flying Monkey. I like that handle, Flying Monkey. Wow. Thank you, Kristen. You guys are this is going to go, all this money is going to go to the attorney fund. I don't know what the attorney is going to cost. Yeah, I would love for Mike or someone to help, who's been through this, to reach out to me and help me. It would be really, it'd be nice to hear from them. No, but well, Grigsy, this person is pretending to be the assistant district attorney for Louisiana. He used his first and last name Gmail account. Gmail. No district attorney is writing in a Gmail account. Oh, yeah. If you want to add to the conspiracy theory, one of the uploads that was struck was the one about all the sketchiness in Louisiana about the murderer who was on death row that got paroled. There's like a lot of conspiracy theories about that case, so it just adds to it. Guys, thank you so much, Kristen. Wow. Thank you, Flying Monkey. Thank you, Jam. Thank you, Invisible. I see you. Thank you. Flying Monkey, you did it twice? Did do it twice. Wow. Um, there's another route to go so that your identity. Yeah, to hire an attorney. I'm not going to do it myself. Oh gosh, I can't keep up. Carry out. I check the channel following grants. Holy shizer. I told you I would have to quit when you reach 100K. This is. Thanks, Grace. I hope I reach 100K. That is so freaking generous. Thank you. Yeah. Did you check the spelling of words? And if you were struck, you'd hear from YouTube. No, I did hear from YouTube. YouTube sent me notifications. I have it on my phone. I'm struck. It's in my dashboard. Oh, Elizabeth, thank you so much. And that's a lot of money, and it's very generous. And I'm like gonna cry, but thank you, guys. Thank Gatita. Gatita, are you new on the live chats? Thank you so much. I don't recognize. Is it a dog? I don't recognize you. Oh yeah, and while I'm here, thank you all, you mods. You've been so amazing, and always been there since the beginning. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, guys, for the legal defense fund. Thank you, Jude. Are you new too, Jude? There's so many of you that I don't recognize in the live chats. I haven't seen you on premieres or anything. So, I mean, I've seen your comments maybe, but thank you so much. I think this is probably enough money for the attorney. So I think we're good. I can also use the thank you, Phyllis. I thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Phyllis. I have no intentions of leaving, guys. I'm not gonna go down without a fight. Let's kick some ass. There we go, Lisa. That's right. How about we all send super chats? Thanks, Michelle. Jers Candy. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed. So what's going on? So maybe some of you guys are new. Thank you, MZ Glow. Legal Defense Fund. So the channel's been copyright struck. There's someone who is pretending to be an assistant DA in Louisiana who because he created a first and last name, I Googled him, and is his assistant DA. Thank you, Inked Girl. Well, I'll miss you too, but I don't plan on going anywhere. I think we have a pretty flush legal account now. I don't know what an attorney would cost to send an email, but I can't imagine it would be more than an email than an official letter. I watch, but don't show up in the chat often. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Newport Mania. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I guess I'll make a second channel. It takes a while for like when you make a new channel, you can only do like 15-minute uploads. So maybe I'll just do like a lot of short uploads, and you guys can watch it, so I can get past that threshold. Thank you, Rick Russell. I don't even know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Lawyer You Know says contact him for legal. I do know that channel, Lawyer You Know. I think I subscribed to him. I was thinking about contacting one of the better. Well, there was one attorney that really stuck out to me that we covered on this show. So I was thinking of contacting him because he's in Louisiana, and he would know that, and he would know right off the bat, even if it could be a legal possibility that an assistant DA would write YouTube. Like he might just know that no, they would never do that. It's it's not legal for him to do that, right? So I think that's where it would help to contact a Louisiana attorney, and he would know off. He could probably even reach out to the assistant DA on a cell phone and be like, "Hey, bro, did you do this?" you know. So I think that's what I'm thinking about. But yeah, there's no way an assistant DA wrote YouTube in a Gmail account. It's like it's just hilarious, and it's funny that YouTube bought it hook and sinker. So you guys ready to start the Facebook name? I did put it in the community chat. Is it not there? If you check the community tab on YouTube, I your channel. If you click the community tab, it says it's it's a post up here. I have the Instagram and Facebook links. Do you see it there? Well, thanks, Sit and Spin. I didn't realize this was late for you. Carrie Adams, okay. $20 a say. All right, guys, let's start the live stream. Yeah. Thanks, Joetta. That's a super sticker. Thanks, Jesse. Grant Mandy Parole. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. How do I do this? Let's see how to do this. StreamYard. Present. Thanks, Valerie Parker. I love all of I'm seeing all these new faces, and you guys are being so supportive. This is amazing. I think I'm pretty sure we have enough money now for the lawyer fund. I can't imagine it would cost more than I don't know, who knows what they charge these days, but unless they're going to want a retainer, I don't know. I'm just shocked that the channel's still up. That's what I don't understand. Like if someone attacked me and they believed that that the first two strikes were legit, then why aren't they believing that the third and final strike is legit? That doesn't make any sense. YouTube takes 30%, I was told. $1,900 an hour? Hey, Lockdown. Thanks for jumping in. $1,900 an hour. 3 strikes are nothing. I just need some programs, that's all. Yeah, I have an account that you guys have been contributing to. It's kind of funny how quickly things change, but it was a buy a new laptop account. It's on Buy Me a Coffee. I actually changed it, so now it's Buy Me a Turtle. So I think we're at like $600, and they're trying to get $1,000 for a new laptop because my laptop is, even though it's like only a year old, it's just falling apart. Like the K button is not working, and the RAM is just not great on it, and the camera's not great, and I don't know. Yeah, they take 30%, which is definitely a lot. Thank you, Deborah Tuner. Turner. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I have Buy Me a Turtle account. It's pretty funny. Turtle. Am I not turtle enough for the Turtle Club? I can drop the Facebook link here if you guys want. Let's see. Okay, but I've kept you long enough, so let's start the upload. Thank you, Mr. Softy. You might need some programs. You might need some programs. The Facebook page is not public? Gosh, really? I'm having such a... I made a Twitter account, and then Twitter, like, oh, you're right. I can't even get into the Facebook page. I think it's like a conspiracy, I'm telling you. It feels like a conspiracy. Okay. Tell me if you can hear this.
All right. Mr. McKee.
Yes, ma'am.
You introduce yourself. Tell us your name and your DOC number.
Robert McKee, 462602.
All right, Mr. McKee, and you have counsel.
Can you guys hear that? I'm just checking if you can hear it. Okay.
With you, I'd like to ask her to introduce herself, please.
Yes, ma'am. Jennifer Cameron on behalf of Robert McKee.
Thank you. Let me acknowledge the folks that you have there with you in at the state penitentiary. You have your wife, Yolanda. Other family is Erica Knowles, Hardis Knowles, Braylon Knowles, spiritual advisor Ted Higgins, and a friend. Also joining us in the Zoom room, we have the Parole Project, your daughter Marie and Catherine, friend Nikita Bass, Antonia McKee, family member, Tamika, your sister, Natasha Jenkins, the mother of your children, Vicki Dane, and Ebony McLaughlin. And this is who will be speaking on your behalf. We'll have your wife, your sister Tamika, and the Parole Project. We also have joining us in opposition Tommy Sorrell, who will also be speaking in opposition.
Excuse me, Mr. Renata. Mr. Renata,
Yes.
those are not the speakers that we had chosen for the day. It should be his wife, Yolanda, his spiritual advisor, Mr. Ted Higgins, and Vicki Dane, his friend.
Me?
My apologies, ma'am.
So the Miss Yolanda, Ted Higgins, and Vicki Dane. Got it. Okay. At the appropriate time, we'll call on them for their remarks. First, I'm sure your attorney has explained the process, but for everybody participating, let me just explain it again. Mr. McKee, I'll read some identifying information into the record after we'll have a parole interview with you. We'll hear from the warden, and then we'll hear from all those folks who just indicated will be speaking. At the very end, you'll be allowed to make a statement, and then we'll turn it over to your attorney for her presentation. Before we go, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So, Robert McKee, you're classified as a third felony offender. You're currently serving a 65-year sentence out of Washington Parish for attempted manslaughter, attempted second-degree kidnapping, aggravated battery, armed robbery, disarming a police officer, and aggravated escape. Your parole eligibility date is determined to be
We saw this one? Oh. Okay, so let's find one we didn't see. I'm sorry, guys. I'm obviously not I am sorry. Let me change this. I'm looking for one that we haven't seen. We could watch. I was saving it for the 20,000 live stream, but we could do it now if you want. Problem is it's 3 hours long, but it's a hearing about it's not in Louisiana, parole hearing. It's a hearing in Arizona, and it was a hearing for someone who's on death row, and he was going to be executed in like 7 days. And it was a hearing to see if he would live. It's the same district attorney that prosecuted. What's her name? What's the woman's name who murdered her boyfriend? I forget. Different one. Let me see. I can do.
Good morning.
Oh gosh, I was on mute that whole
Good
time.
morning, Mr. Cassidy. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you now. Good, good. Good morning again. Good morning. Give us your name and DOC number again for the record. Okay, can you hear us now? I'll hear that. We can hear you. It's I hear you now. Good, 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 good. And keep your head held up and we can see your face that way. Not even that, but just regular, just looking straight at the screen. There you go. There you go. Mr. Cass, reintroduce us again. My name is Pearl Wise, and to my left is Mr. Marabella. To my right is Mr. Roche. We comprise your panel. I'm going to read some information into the record, and then we're going to have an interview with you, starting with Mr. Marabella. You don't have any visitors today. So after we finish with our interview, we go ask the staff, Ms. Mattis, Ms. Martin, tell us what she wants us to know about how you've been doing, and whoever speaks on behalf of real being. And then we're gonna give you an opportunity to make a statement. Tell us whatever you want us to know. You can't hear us. You can't hear us. Oh, no. Okay. You have the staff behind you. You have the staff behind you.
I can hear you now. It just came back on.
Oh, Lord. So, okay, so we got to be careful today. We're gonna be in and out. Sounds like we're gonna be in and out. Well, did you hear the process that I'm gonna read the information in the record?
No, I didn't hear none of it.
I start there. We're gonna do that. Then Mr. Marabella is gonna ask you some questions, interview you. After that, we're gonna ask Ms. Martin, the staff there, to let us know how you've been doing. And after all of that, the testimony's been received. We're gonna give you an opportunity to tell us whatever you want us to know.
Yes,
After your statement, we'll vote. And do you understand the process?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me read the information to the record. Let me get to it here. I guess, yeah, I got so many, so many amended, I'm gonna go with this. You were, looks like you were sentenced on April the 9th of 2013 for habitualized distribution of meth. And your sentence was 30 years. You're listed as a fourth offender. Your parole eligibility date is April the 14th of 2020. You have a good time date. Are you hearing me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I hear you. It cuts in and out.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess what we want you to do when you can't hear us, just kind of raise a hand, then we'll know you can't hear us. Can we do that?
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll know, because it's in and out. I was reading your criminal history. Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Okay, you were sentenced on April the 9th of 2013 to 30 years DOC for distribution of meth, and you were habitualized. Your parole eligibility date is listed as August the 14th of 2020. You have an adjusted good time date of February the 19th of 2042, and you have a full date of February the 14th of 2043. That sound about right?
Yes, ma'am. That sounds about right.
Okay, Mr. Marabella.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Yesterday, my name is Tony Marabella. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Again, as Ms. Wise has said, if for some reason you quit hearing me, raise your hand, okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
that way we'll understand it. Mr. Cassidy, how old are you, sir?
I'm 57.
And how long have you been in prison on these charges?
10 years, a little over 10 years.
Tell me a little bit about your educational background. How far did you go in school?
Oh, I got a GED. I
When
got,
did you get GED?
back in the 90s.
Okay.
I think it was in the 90s.
You're a fourth felony offender. Are all of the charges drug related?
No, this is the only drug charge I've ever had.
What are your other charges?
I got a attempted capital murder in Texas and burglary, I think. It's burglary. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about substance abuse, drugs and alcohol. You used drugs and alcohol in the past?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about drugs first. What kind of drugs have you used in the past?
Marijuana and meth.
And how old were you when you started using marijuana?
I was a kid.
Okay, how old were you when you started using meth?
I was around 2008. So I don't know how old I was,
How often were you using meth and marijuana?
I was using meth every day, just about at that time.
When you came to prison approximately 10 years ago, were you using meth every day? I don't know if you can see me, but I can't. You're frozen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. 10 years ago when you came to prison, were you using meth every day?
Before that, I was, when I came to prison, when I got charged, I was, but after I got the charge, we quit. We back, I was usually working all the time with it. Yes,
You were using meth every day until you got arrested.
yes, sir, after that,
Well, let me stop you. Once you got arrested, did you bond out or did you stay in prison?
I was out.
How long were you bonded out?
Oh, about a year or something.
How did you stop using at that point?
I just quit using it, quit doing it. I was using it for working when I was working all the time. You hear me?
Yes. Mhm.
When I was working all the time, I was using it, and then I broke my back then.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your disciplinary record while you've been in prison.
I've had one disciplinary.
Tell me about the charges, the distribution of meth back 10 years ago,
I got,
or a little over 10 years.
I got a conspiracy to distribute. A girl came to my house and said that she got it from me and my wife. My charge, you see, my wife her and my wife made a deal. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Her and my wife made a deal, but I got charged. They said I wouldn't got it for her.
All right, so you pled guilty or you went to trial?
I went to trial.
Okay, and they found you guilty of distribution of methamphetamines?
You can hear him. You can hear you. Okay,
Okay, we can hear you. You were talking, but I couldn't hear you then. You can't hear me either? No? All right, well, we'll continue to try. Hang on.
can you hear us now?
Mr. Cassidy, can you hear us? Still no?
Thank you.
Well,
Oh,
Now, can you hear us?
now I hear you.
Okay. Mr. Cassidy, we having real trouble with the speaker. So I'm going to ask some quick questions and then we'll get to what I consider to be the crux of the matter. Since your last hearing, which was November the 4th of 2021, have you had any write-ups?
No, sir.
What programs have you taken? When you got denied the last time, it was recommended that you go to long-term substance abuse treatment. Have you done that?
I took everything they got here. They don't have a long-term program here.
I hear you. Have you made any efforts whatsoever? I mean, you did understand at your last hearing that that's what the board expected you to do. Everybody on the board tell you that.
I wrote the substance abuse in Mosier Parish. I ain't never heard them back.
Okay, so you made an effort to do it, but it just hasn't been done.
Yeah.
Do you think you need that treatment?
I'm enrolled into a program, a substance abuse program.
Well, my question to you is, do you believe you
I think
need
it helped me more. Yes,
long-term treatment?
yes, sir.
I think that's all.
all right, thank you. All right.
Question, what you.
Yeah. Miss Martin,
Yes, ma'am.
what you want us to know about Mr. Cassidy?
He's one of our trustees that work in our kitchen department. And we don't have a problem out of him.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, sir, Mr. Cassidy, you said some kind of program. Tell me about that program you said you want to get released to.
I'm going to, it's called the Lifehouse program. It's a 12-month program, 12 to 14 months.
I'm sorry, I didn't make out the name. Say the name of it again.
The Lifehouse program. It's in St.
Where-
James.
Where are they,
The
the Lighthouse program, where are they located?
St. James,
Okay, okay.
the pastor wrote y'all a letter about it and everything.
Okay, okay, and you willing to stay there for a year?
That's right. They help you with jobs, they help you learn job skills, help you with program, your substance abuse, everything.
Oh, good, good. And, what about your wife? What is your relationship with her again at this time?
We're divorced.
Okay, all right. And you're the father of one child, right?
No, no, ma'am, that's, my stepdaughter, that's her daughter.
So you have no children of your own?
No.
No. Okay, that's what I want to know. Well, that's all the questions I have, Mr. O'Shea.
No.
Okay. We have no more questions for you. What do you want to tell us before we vote?
I've done dope when I was young and all. I'm trying to do better now. That was when I was young. I'm trying to get better now. I done got old. It's time to settle down and get my life back together. I stay busy here. I work all the time here. That's all I do is work and do stuff. I done took every program they got here. No, I'm just trying to get my life back together.
All right.
Sorry, I just need to give Anna Banana a shout out before she goes off the bed, and I am a banana.
All right, thank you, sir. Well said. Ms. Panel ready to vote?
Yes.
Mr. Melvin?
Cassidy, I still think you need long-term substance abuse treatment. No, probably. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. It just came back on.
Mr. Cassidy, I think you need long-term substance abuse treatment. You said that the last time, and I know you've tried, and I accept that. But I'm just not ready to release you until you get that. I'm gonna make every effort. I'm gonna ask the board, I'm gonna ask whatever powers we have to get you transferred to be able to get that program. So, my vote today would be to grant your parole conditioned upon your completing the Steve Hoyle 9-month program. We are going to do our very best, if this is the vote of the panel, try to get you in that program. Are you willing to do that program? Did you hear what I said? All right. My vote is to grant conditionally to you going to Steve Hoyle. We're going to do our very best to get you there.
Thank you, Rick. It means a lot. Thank you.
Are you willing to go there?
Yes, sir. I'm
Okay.
trying to, but I can't get.
I hear you. We're going to try to give you some help to get you there as soon as we can get you there. Okay.
Thank you.
Once you get out, perhaps that program you're talking about would be a good program for you to go to.
Yes, sir.
I would expect you to follow all of the recommendations of Steve Hoyle and to do 3 AA meetings per week. And also to have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. and report to your parole supervisor weekly for the first 90 days when you get out.
Yes.
I'm just one vote, and I know you've been trying hard, and I appreciate that, but I really do think you need this treatment. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Ms. Mel. Mr. Roche?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Cassidy, I'm gonna vote with Mr. Marabella for the same reasons, with the same conditions.
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy, I'm gonna vote to grant as well for the same reasons, but I want you to know what impressed me was when you said, I wrote to try to get it done. That speaks volumes to me that you did what you could do, and you got 105 days of programs. When you get out this time, you should be able to stay out. You will have what you need to stay out. Continue with that determination, writing it like you did before and write that letter for yourself. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
I was doing good. I was at a work release for 2 years with no problems. But I was 30 years trying to do good.
But you need to stay on the front row at Steve Hall and really take in, because that's where you stay out. Best wishes to you. So your parole has been granted after you finish with the treatment. Best wishes to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll do another one now. I know wasn't a great. That wasn't a great, great hearing with the technical difficulties. Again, just want to say thank you, everyone, so much for all the support, both monetary and emotionally. I can't say it enough. What it means to me and my family. All right, let's start.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The committee on parole is called to order. The time is 8:34 a.m. Our first location is going to be Bayou Correctional Center. Today is Thursday, February the 9th, 2023. Members of the panel today, to my left. I'm sorry.
Tony Marabella.
Okay, to my right.
Alvin Roche.
And Pearl Wise, I will be chairing today. Support staff located at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge are.
And again, want to say thank you again to Grace. Thank you.
Whitney Tossler, probably Sergeant Anderson.
All right, we're ready for our first case, and we are at Bayou Correctional Center. We are the staff at Bayou. Please identify yourselves.
My name is Sandy Gale, and I'm the booking officer.
Thank you, Ms. Sandy. Is anyone else there with you?
No, ma'am, just me and Mr. Owens.
Ms. Sandy, at the appropriate time, we're going to be asking you about his disciplinary and what he has been doing lately. So I hope someone will be prepared to give us some kind of update as to how he's been doing. Especially, yes, ma'am, at the appropriate time. Thank you. So, sir, would you give us your name and your DOC number, please?
Damian Owens, 5666770.
All right, Ms. Owens. Again, you've heard my name is Pearl Wise, and you are our first case here today. Let me explain the process to you. I'm going to read some information to the record, and then we'll conduct a parole interview with you. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Marabella, and so he'll be interviewing you first. After all the questions, I see you got some guests. Let me call them. You got some supporters here this morning. Since I cannot always pronounce the first name, I'm gonna go with the last names. And y'all would just kind of wave. I know who I'm talking to. Miss Mary Walls.
She's out with an interview.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Miss Cynthia. Okay. You're his mother. You're his mother. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah. Miss Walls is his mother-in-law. His girlfriend, Miss Walls. Okay. Damian Tillman, his son. Okay. And the other Zion Walls, another son. All right. Thank y'all for coming today. It's very important that y'all are invested in his success. All right, let me read the information. I get you to open up here. I'm going to read this information in the record and then interviewed by Mr. Marabella. And we ask that you answer his questions. Your name is Damian Walls. Damian Eltron Owens, I'm sorry. Walls, Owens. And I see Owens sitting here. The DOC number is 566770. You're listed as a fifth offender. Your current offense is simple burglary of inhabited dwelling and you are habitual offender. You were sentenced originally on October the 24th of 2018. Then you were re-sentenced on July 15th of 2022. Your original sentence was 10 years hard labor with the reentry program. And then you were sentenced on 7/15/22 to 10 years hard labor. Your parole date is listed as 7/15/2022. You do not earn good time, and your full term date is February the 16th of 2028. Does that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Answer, Mr. Marabella.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Owens, my name is Tony Marabella. I'll be the one starting out the questioning, okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, Mr. Owens?
I'm 41 years old.
And how long have you been in prison this time?
62 months.
Tell me a little bit about your educational background.
I have a high school diploma and a GED. I attended the University of Texas in Austin on an academic scholarship after I was released from juvenile. Since I've been out, I wanted to be a nurse, but I fell out of school. Maybe I was 19, 20. But since then, I've been pursuing welding and plumbing since I've been incarcerated through NCCR.
Tell me what happened in school. You had an academic scholarship. What happened? How did you end up getting out of school?
Young. I went to juvenile when I was 14 years old, and I stayed in juvenile until I was 19. And in the process of me being in juvenile in San Antonio, Texas, I ended up getting a scholarship. And when I got out, I was 19, bullheaded, young, didn't want to go to school, didn't listen to my mom and that man sitting right there in front of you. And that was one of the biggest mistakes of my life, not finishing school, not finishing college.
Back then, were drugs an issue?
Back then, so it was more on the lines of just, I want to be grown. Drugs wasn't an issue at that point, but they came with it. But the issue was school, it was more so on the lines of just being young and stupid at the time. You know,
When did you start using drugs?
Maybe 20, 21 years old, up in that age range.
What were you starting to use?
Like everybody else, I started with the marijuana, and then it led on to ecstasy and cocaine eventually.
How often were you using ecstasy and cocaine?
When I was home, when I was free, that was an everyday thing. Every day, multiple times a day. I was a heavy drug user throughout my life.
Did you ever get any treatment on the outside?
No, sir. No, I never felt like I needed any treatment on the outside. I never really cared about it. I thought that I could do it by myself. So no, I never got any kind of treatment.
Let's talk about when you got out, when you got sentenced in October of 2018.
Okay.
Tell me about the burglary.
A drug-induced high. My cousin, matter of fact, my victim is one of my cousins. His name is Renwick Bickham. Me and him had a dispute. We had an argument and over drugs. And I being high, I felt like he owed me. I felt entitled to what he had since he didn't pay me. And I broke into his home, and I broke in there, and I stole petty TV, clothes, and came to jail for it.
And you were put into the reentry program, is that right?
Yes, sir. I was put into the reentry program.
Who was your judge?
My first judge was Judge Knight.
Hey, Judge Knight put you into his reentry program.
Yes, sir.
And you went to prison. Did you get out on the reentry program?
No, sir. Actually,
what happened?
It was a blessing and a curse with the reentry program. A blessing and a curse. Now, the blessing of it was, I realized that Angola and penitentiary wasn't a place for me. Wasn't a place that I wanted to be. And studies have shown before, I read somewhere, I don't remember the exact, it was one of my classes, maybe Thinking for a Change. It said that out of all the prisons in Louisiana, that the recidivism rate in Angola is less than any of them. And I didn't understand that at the time. And I didn't grasp the concept of why this place. And me being bullheaded, I always thought because everybody got a life sentence because they're gonna die. But actually, once you get out of Angola, once you actually leave from those gates and you realize you take everything for granted at that point. Nothing is a given. Everything is appreciated. From being there with your family, from breathing to walking down the street. And so the reentry program, like I said before, I've been in and out of systems since I was 14 years old. So sitting in classes and doing that, I was trained to do that. I was a poster child for that. I know the steps in the classes and I know all of that stuff. I knew it. And so I felt like when I went to the program, this was just another easy way out, another way I could just come home real quick, go in here and do it. But the one thing that I found out that those guys out there, they can weed you out. They know. They know when you for real and they know when you fake. Excuse me, sir?
Why did you get weeded out?
I got weeded out because I was being manipulative. Saying one thing, doing something else. And the mentors.
Don't you think that's the trait of a drug addict?
Yes. Yes, sir. That's definitely the trait of a drug addict. That's definitely that. Excuse me.
So what happened then? After you got weeded out, what happened? Went back to Judge Knight?
No, sir. Not at that time. It was January 28th, and I didn't go exactly to Judge Knight. I got sent to general population in Louisiana State Penitentiary, Walnut 2, currently known as the Wild Side. And I stayed over there for 16 months. And in those 16 months, that's when I really got the reentry Angola experience. That's when I really realized that this wasn't the life for me. That's when I started them classes that I just been sitting in and memorizing. That's when them lessons had really came back. That's when you really think for a change. That's when you really celebrate your recovery. That's really when you realize that being the inside dad and the outside dad. That's when the anger management really came in. So, like I said, it was a curse that I ended up going into general population in Angola. But the blessing was I came out a changed man. I'm no longer that Damien that's on that paper right there.
So tell me how this change happened.
From realizing that this.
I don't see that you've taken very many programs since you got kicked out of the reentry program.
Yes, sir. I took Thinking for a Change in July of 2020. And the rest of the jails that I've been in, when I was in Allen, I ended up taking piping, rigging, and pipe fitting, doing an NCCR. But due to the fact that I was already in the reentry program, you take 100 hours pre-release, MRT, anger management, parenting, celebrate recovery. When you take those classes, your name go automatically off the list when you go into another system. So even though I wasn't in any more classes, it was because I had already taken those classes. Not because
I understand that you had already taken the classes, but after you took the classes, you got into all of this trouble. I mean,
Yes,
you
sir.
got how many write-ups you had in 2021?
0.
2021, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 write-ups. You don't have any write-ups, you say? I'm looking at your record. Aren't you Damien Owens? You got to write up for intoxication. You got to write up for contraband. You got to write 2 write-ups for disobedience, 3 write-ups for disobedience, 1 for aggravated disobedience, 1 for a aggravated work offense, another one for intoxication, and another one for defiance. That's not you?
Yes, sir. You know what? When we in the process of us talking, you did say 2021. I'm still like.
I know what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. I agree with that. Those write-ups.
My point is very simple. You tell me you took all of these classes because you really know all about academics, and apparently you're a pretty intelligent man. You got a scholarship, all of those things. You took a lot of classes that apparently didn't sink in. Then when you get kicked out of reentry, all of a sudden it starts sinking in. And you tell me in 2020, everything changed. Yet you've got 10, 11, 12 write-ups since then. So justify that to me.
There's no justification, sir. but change is continual. Change happens. And the
I
bottom
believe
line,
moving in the right direction,
yes, sir.
right direction.
Yes, sir. But the problem was the
Problem was or problem is?
no, the long and short of it all. Now I realize what I'm doing. Now it makes sense from what I'm doing. Even if
So, and let me stop you for a second. I just want to tell you a little bit about me.
yes, sir.
Been in the criminal justice system for 50 years. I was a prosecutor, I was a defense lawyer, I was a judge, I ran a drug court for 14 years. You are the typical drug court participant. Manipulative, got an answer for everything. Once you accept that and admit that, you can move forward. You're trying to manipulate me. I'm not going to be manipulated. I see your record. When you got kicked out of reentry, you haven't taken very many programs since then. You've had a ton of write-ups. So why should I take a chance and let you out now? When I'm not convinced at all, you get it. Give me that answer. And don't tell me trust you.
No, sir.
Because I need to see evidence. Tell me why I should trust you.
So you should trust me because this time I'm older. I'm ready. Like it's no.
41 years old. Don't tell me that's old.
No, I'm older. I'm not saying.
I'm saying.
It's this point. This life had to come to a close. You know, like it all did, and I realized that. Like I'm a dope fiend, and I understand that I'm going to get help. I got classes when I come home. I'm ready for all of that. But at the same time, it's like the change is continuing. The change keep coming. It don't just stop. And if you wanted a clear-cut answer is, Damien, have you changed right now? And my answer would have to be honest and sir, I'm continuing to change. I'm continuing.
I accept that. Well, let me just tell you a couple of things, okay? By our risk assessment, you are a high risk for recidivism. High. We don't see that very often. We often see moderate, but almost everybody will. You're a high risk. You have moderate needs, very high on the substance abuse scale.
Yes, sir.
You're a drug addict. So tell me what your sobriety plan would be if you were to get out.
I'm gonna go to IOP, intense outpatient therapy at the Florida Parish Human Service Authority in Bogalusa. I spoke with Miss Carol. I can come in between Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
What are the triggers?
Being broke, angry, rejection, my surroundings.
How are you going to handle your anger?
Excuse me, sir?
How are you going to handle your anger?
At the same place, by going to anger management, by using my high power.
What anger management have you taken so far?
I took Cajun Rage back in 2000. Excuse me, sir?
When did you take it?
All these classes I took between March of 2019 to July of 2019.
All right. And since then, you've got fighting, disobedience write-ups, defiance write-ups. That doesn't show me that you're in control of your anger.
No, sir. Like I just said, the change is continuing, and I realize that I do need help with it. That's the reason why that I take it. I'm going to
in order for me to vote to let you out, I've got to be convinced you changed, not changing, changed. Follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me about your substance abuse issues. Have you had any long-term substance abuse treatment while you've been in prison? Have you been to Steve Hoyle? Have you been to any long-term drug rehabs while you've been in prison?
No, sir. The places that I've been, none of them offered it. But I do go to NANA counseling when it's available.
What was reentry? Reentry didn't have any substance abuse component to it at all?
Yes, sir. They had to celebrate
Well,
with
did you do it? That's what you decided you didn't need, right?
at that time. You're right.
And that wasn't long ago.
That was 3 years ago.
Well, you haven't taken any substance abuse since then.
Any place I've been, they offered it, I have taken it.
Well, what did you take?
Only thing that they offered was an NNA classes on
I'm not
Saturday.
saying that it wasn't offered to you. I'm saying you didn't take it.
Yes, sir, I have.
I'm sorry that it wasn't available to you, but you chose to get out of one of the best programs the Department of Corrections has, the reentry program. And Judge Knight is the architect of that program. You had all of the advantages and didn't take advantage of it. And I think it's because you're a drug addict. You're not a bad guy. You've got a disease. You're a drug addict.
Yes,
And
sir.
drug addicts are manipulative. You convince yourself you can do anything, but you're not going to convince me by manipulating me. I have to see evidence. The evidence I see is you continue to get intoxicated, fight, disobey, defy. I haven't seen the change. You've got support here, and that's wonderful. But they can't do it for you. You're the one that has to accept it. I'm not convinced, I don't think. I'm going to wait and listen to everybody else that has to talk. But I'm not convinced that you're ready. We have someone, Madam Chairman, there that can tell us a little bit about
Yes, sir. Ms. Sandra, what can you tell us about how this young man has been doing of late?
We received Damon on July 20th of 2022. With out-of-state detainer, which has since been removed from his record.
Okay.
He has only had one write-up since he has been here. And that was on November 7th of 2022 for fighting.
No, ma'am. That write-up was dismissed because I was found wrongful. I never went to court on that, ma'am. Sorry.
Ms. Owens,
Yes, sir.
please do not interrupt anyone when they're giving their statement. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he was written up on 11/7 of 2022 for fighting in the dorm. And according to what I see on this write-up, he pled guilty. He was found guilty and he was given 10 days disciplinary segregation on 11/11 of 22. And the gentleman that he was fighting with got the exact same punishment. So they both pled guilty.
Thank you, ma'am. That's all I've got.
Right, thank you, thank you. Any other questions?
Ms. Wise, Mr. Barbella has covered everything I want to cover.
Very good, very good. And I forgot to tell you, Mr. Owens, after all the testimony has been received, you would all have an opportunity to make a statement before we vote.
Yes, ma'am.
So at this time, with no other questions, we, three of your family members can speak. Ms. Cynthia, would you please come to the podium? Tell us who you are and your relationship to Mr. Owens and what you would like for us to know. And you do have 3 minutes.
My name is Cynthia, and I'm Damien. As he said, that he's been juvenile since 14. I've been, at one time, I was a single parent and raising him. Sent him to some of the best of school and was there for him. And during the time of him being incarcerated, I always would just, want my son to get out of jail, get out of jail, get out of jail. When he went to jail, in 18, there was an officer that came to my house. It was Anthony Jones, a Bogalusa Police Department that came to my house looking for me. And I told the officer, if you give me your card, I will get him here. And yes, he was on drugs running from here to there. But my mother called the police on my brother and he did 20 years in jail. So I said that if my mother could do it, I could do it too. I'd rather see him locked up than running from the jailhouse. And as I said before, always moaning my Lord, let them get out of jail. You know, let him get out of jail. My prayer now, and after, when I called him in 18, and he's been locked down on this now, my prayer now is that he be a changed man. Not that he just get out, because I live in Bogalusa, so I see it all the time, that you pray for them to get out and they come home, get on bad drugs, or not used to the drugs that's on the streets, and they, you know, they died out of jail 2 days. So on this here, my prayer is that he be a changed man. And I'm not coming to you, asking you to let him out just because I'm that mother saying that. I feel in my heart, because I would not be here, because as I said, I'm the one that called the police to get him locked up. I would not be here asking to give him a chance, because yes, he has a set of 16, that'll be 17 in a few months. He has a relationship with a young lady that we went to church. He went to church in Bunnygo when we lived there, so he's been knowing her. I'm coming and asking as a mother to give him a chance. I believe it in my heart, like I said, if I wouldn't, I would be praying, and I'd rather see him in jail than out on the streets dead. So if he come in with false and not believing that he's changed, in my heart, I feel that he's changed. If not, I would not ask. And yes, he is my only son. I'm 63. I want to enjoy him. I'm retired, but I have to basketball, this and that, and I have COPD. But I believe in all my heart that my son has changed. Yes, and when you sit up to talk and listen at them, but when they're being manipulated and dealing with drugs at all times, even when they talk straight.
Wrapping it up, ma'am.
Okay, even when they talk straight, you feel as though you have to look at them again. But I'm, as his mother, and as I just said, that yes, I feel within my heart, because if not, I'd rather see him sit there and live than to be out on the streets and dead.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. Miss Walls, girlfriend. She went over her 3 minutes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I can assure you. But I'm done with school. I'm coming for you because he gets out, Damien has a job, okay? We like to see the letter.
Oh, no. No, it's with who? Who's the job with?
It is with nothing but the smoke out of Bogalusa. Yes, and the person that done getting the job is also a pastor of the church. He got some other groups, he passes everything to him as well. Where's gonna be going to his counseling for substance abuse and everything else, located in Bogalusa, on Austin Street. And he also has, he does schooling that he's safely, it's also in CCER, NCCER, they're all there. If, you know, they put them in incorrectly, they're there, not anything that happens to put in. But also, as you know, say, I've known Damien since he was in the 5th grade. No, he hasn't always been the model citizen. But took us some time to get where we are now. And I reached out and I went to the military and I retired after 2 years. Two tours to Iraq. I've been part of it loud. We all get stuff in the world, but to know a person is to know. And I know him this way, and I know him that way, 2000. So I think that change is there. Definitely, for where he's sitting, he's been a role model to my children, to let them know that jail is not to help them stay on the right path. It's to tell them his way of teaching them is to tell him what he's going to get what he has for them to come. Because I feel like I'm gonna start to be involved. So that's for me. I love it. You know, and I like that we can sense, yeah. Very citizens. Even if I can do it, I don't want to get it. We don't have to power still, so none of that. I'll sit in that treatment class. I'll pay for it. Be allowed to.
And thank you for your service, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
All right, all right.
My name is Daniel Till. I was I lost my mother late in 2020 to cancer, which I had in my life. Told me the right way. That I can show him the right way. The role model to him, the role model to me.
That's it.
And it was evolving.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry for your loss of your mom. Okay. So Damien, is anything you want to tell this panel before we vote?
Yes, ma'am. By the paperwork, by looking at it, I'm a bad guy, bad actor, drug addict. But deep down inside, man, I'm ready to go home and be a father. I'm ready to go home and be a son. I'm ready to contribute to society as a whole. I can't sit and spit like Mr. Rose said about manipulating and all that. If I'm given an opportunity to come home, I guarantee you that I'm gonna take advantage of this, to be able to stay away from drugs with the counselor, to make sure that I go to work with nothing but the smoke. And when my mom was just talking right there, like it brought tears to my eyes, because you asked me earlier, Mr. Rowe, you said one of my major triggers. And when I really thought about it, when me and my mom not on the same page, when me and my mother not talking, when I feel like she not being my friend, then I turn to run into the streets. I think, so that's that right there is my biggest trigger. And the way I feel like I can overcome that trigger is by going to this family therapy, and us having a better relationship now, because I know that if it's drugs in the picture, like my mom is not with that at all. I understand that. And I feel like I want that relationship to be there, because I lost my father, and everybody has taken a loss between 2020 and today, everybody. So, but that was my biggest trigger. And if given a chance to come home, I'll take advantage of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Can we ready to vote?
Yes.
Yeah, Bill?
Mr. Owens, let me start out by saying I never said you were a bad man, and I don't believe you're a bad man. I think you're a drug addict. I think you've done some bad things as a result of the drugs. I wouldn't be asking you all of those questions if I didn't think that you were rehabilitating. I think you're on the right track. You've got a wonderful family that supports you. Your mother is very honest and very aware of the problems. I think as a mother, she's believing that you're changed, and she wants you to change. And I think you're changing. I do. But I don't think you fully grasp the disease that you have in drug addiction. You're still at that denial stage. You believe you can do it all on your own, and you can't. You need long-term substance abuse treatment. Your mother is absolutely correct. I have seen everything that she said today. When I ran the drug court, 14 years, I went to 16 funerals. Because they thought they had it by the tail, and they didn't need all the tools they learned. You slip up one time, you can't use the drugs you used to use when you've been sober for a long time. And the drugs are even worse now than they were when you were out. You go back and you go take a hit on something, you could be dead before you even know it. I don't want to see you get out to get back in. I want to see you get out to stay with this wonderful family that you have here. You've got a son that wants you home. You've got a fiance that wants you home. You've got a mother who loves you and wants you home. And I want to see you home with them, but to stay. Not to go back to using drugs or anything like that. I think you're on your way. I really do. But I think you need to look a little more and be a little more honest with yourself. Because drugs is not a choice. Drugs are a disease. And it's not something that you can take a pill for and get cured. You're going to be a drug addict and you're going to have this disease your entire life. And you're going to have to fight every day to stay sober. But once you get out with the tools to stay sober and the love that you have with this family that's here, that should be enough to keep you out. You need the tools. They can love you and want you to do right all they can. That won't change you unless you change. Based upon your disciplinary record, I mean, you got a write-up just 4 months ago for fighting. Well, I'm not going to argue with you. Even if that one wasn't up, you had all these other ones. Okay? You have a long criminal history. You have a horrible supervision history. You have opposition from law enforcement. You are a high risk, and you have moderate needs, but high risk for substance abuse. My vote today is to recommend to you that you try to get into a long-term treatment program. Steve Hoyle, for example, they will help you look internally to see what the cause of the problem is and help you get the tools to be able to change that. I'm just one vote, but that's my vote. My vote is to deny you, and I want you to hear me. I don't believe you're a bad guy. I don't believe that you're not changing. You just haven't gotten it. And like I said, I want to see you get out, but I want to see you stay out. 41 years old is young. In the next year or so, you can come back before this board and be back on the street. You can get some good treatment. Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Roche?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Owens, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I want to echo everything that Mr. Marabella had just said. But I want to be real with you. I want you to understand what you have ahead of you. You just had a write-up in November of 2022. This board likes to see write-up free for 12, 18, 24 months before you come to the hearing. So you have at least 18, 24 months before I think you should reapply, saying that you have no write-ups, that you've had substance abuse treatment, that you've taken all the basic good time classes. For all the same reasons, I'm going to deny your request, but I will urge you, please stay right up free. Try to get into a substance abuse treatment program. Check with your classification officer, write DOC. Do your best to get into a program, take additional programs, and when you come up again in 18, 24 months, I think it'll be a different story. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, O'Shea. Mr. Owens, Zion wrote a letter to us that I had the opportunity to read, and I just really appreciate that. He said that it's been a long time. And he had capital L, long time. A lot of people that, since I've been on this board, this is my second term, I've never seen somebody with as many opportunities as you have. You could have been an RN today in the healing business. Then you went to the reentry program. You could have had a trade. You could have been out in a trade. You've had opportunities. Even today, you have an excellent opportunity. And we know what you did with those opportunities because you're before a parole board today. And I just wanted to say that off the top. My vote is the same for the same reasons. And I do urge you to write and say that this parole board recommended you substance abuse treatment and reapply. Don't you? So let's, we have one more there. Thank you, sir. It concludes our hearing. Your parole has been denied.
Thank you.
Wow, that guy was so charismatic. He was so well spoken, and I was falling for it. And Mr. Mirabella was not. That hearing had so many like one-liners and stories and examples in there. The fact that his mother is coming in and saying, you know, it's really scary to get out. People are just dropping dead, but I believe he's changed, so I'm taking that chance. And Mr. Mirabella saying that in 14 years he went to 16 funerals, and yeah, he made a point. Like, you get out, you take a hit on something, and you're dead before you know it. It is dangerous out there now. Man, that guy was slick with his words. So I was hook, line, and sinker. But it just shows what experience can do. As Mr. Mirabella has, he never for a moment bought it. He's like, you're trying to manipulate me now. All those write-ups and everything are just like unraveled, and Mr. Mirabella like sucked him in, had him come into his trap, and then exposed him for what he is, which is really a professional manipulator. That was remarkable for me to see. I mean, of course, happy for the outcome. It's in his best interest. He needs to accept that he is an addict and that he's got those issues and clean up, or because they gets out in the street and man, it's going to be dangerous, even just for himself. It's an interesting point. Love to hear your thoughts. Please like, it helps Iago. And with that, I'll let you go.
Where am I? Here I am. Yeah, so good night, everyone. Thank you all so much for the support. I really can't thank you all enough. I want to go through all the names, but hundreds and hundreds of dollars and all the moral support. And thank you, mods. And so many new faces, too, which is really great. By the way, did you guys remember the case we covered where Cisco? This is really interesting. So the case we covered with Cisco, this was a guy who was on America's Most Wanted. He was on death row. Then through a legal technicality, it went from death sentence to 90-year sentence, and then he got paroled. And that was, by the way, the episode that was copyright struck also, so you can't see it on my channel anymore. But they just revoked his parole. Thank you, Autumn. I love that you sent me a turtle. Thank you. They revoked his parole because they found he had a write-up a day before the hearing for having medication he wasn't supposed to have. Let's be real, there was something sketchy with that entire hearing because, like, I don't even think he was out. They never finished like the paperwork or whatever. They just revoked it. Can you imagine? That guy went. There's just a lot of sketchy stuff going on. It was really sketchy. That whole case. Someone who's close to the family actually emailed me. She's a relative of the family and not close to the relative, and she emailed me all the information. There's a lot of sketchiness. There's people believe that someone involved in the murder is the son of a sheriff. none of it makes sense. Remember, there's one guy who is supposedly not the shooter, but he was the only one that they caught and prosecuted, and he never told anyone who the shooter was, or he made up some name. Like, none of it makes any sense. Like, the whole thing makes no sense. That the idea that they even believe that there was another shooter is bizarre. Anyways, they locked him back up. Also, the DA sent this whole report, like this public a PR release saying, how could they parole him? Yet they never showed up to the parole hearing to contest it. So it's like they're playing games. Thanks, King. No, he wasn't even working. He was really a mess. He had tried to kill himself like 3 times in the past like 2 years or something. He has all these write-ups. I don't know why they would ever let him out. It just seems like still a danger to society. It's just bizarre. Am I going to drop the mic at the end? Yeah, I'll do this is my last live chat. I really hope it's not my last live chat. I really hope the channel is not shut down. I frankly, I'm shocked that it's still up, because whoever's out to get me definitely did more than 2 copyright strikes, and it only takes 1 more copyright strike and the channel's just gonna be gone. It's gonna be like, kaput. Yeah, it's just, also they made a press release and like about how the hearing was a travesty and how the parole board, but they didn't show up, so they're playing games, and it's just like ridiculous. I'll drop the earbuds. I need more programming, Mr. Softy. Yeah, so if it comes down, I don't know how long it takes for the channel to go back up. Like, I think I want to contact the attorney from Louisiana. Everyone has suggested, I would love to talk to Mike if he would take a call with me, or someone just to like walk me through it. But should I make a backup one tonight? I guess that's a good idea. I can't to think about starting a new channel. It's so stressful because you can't just start a channel and upload videos. Like, they limit you at like 15 minutes per upload. So I have to start all over again to get to the point where I am now. And that's kind of exhausting. But you're right. I do need to set up a backup channel. But I figured that that's what I would use Instagram and Facebook for, is to tell everyone, hey, it's been shut down. This is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Bigan did? That's so nice of him. Not Bigan, Bigan. I always say Bigan. Big Ian. That is so sweet that he did that. I did not know. What did he say? Yeah, thank you, HCB. Thanks, Autumn. Yeah, if you could do that. I've written Mike once in an email. He never responded to me. Maybe he missed it. I'm sure he gets a lot of emails. But I wrote him just to like say, hey, I'm Mandu. I sent him a hearing I thought that he could do. I sent him the hearing with that I thought it was right up his alley. It was the one where there was the judge and the senator that was trying to get the alleged mobster out of prison. I said, hey man, you should do this one. But he never wrote me back. Thanks, Cha Cha. Oh, thank you. Thank you for liking the Facebook page. Bigan put his email in the chat. Oh no, I know Bigan. He reached out to me. Or who put his email? Big Ian and me are friends. He reached out to me when I first started the channel and helped me out a lot. He's a sweetheart. Mike has done multiple shoutouts, or Big Ian? Big Ian, I know. Big Ian's awesome. But I can't imagine Mike doing a shout out for me, because I don't think Mike or Mike gave me shout outs? Really? What? Thanks, Anna. I had no idea Mike gave me shout outs. That's so cool. I really did not know that. Huh. Well, I owe Mike a thank you. Thank you, Mike. That's really sweet. Meanwhile, this whole time, I thought he just was, like, ignoring me. Andy, thank you for service in my parole board member voice 98. Keep your man. Criminal reality, why can't you? If Cops TV show can make entertainment awareness of. Oh. Yeah, no, I think it's. Odyssey? Is Odyssey like another channel? Someone recommended like Rumble. Was that what it is? Okay, now the chat's going a little fast. I follow the lawyer, you know, as I'm subscribed to him. I guess I'll reach out. It's not a bad idea. I was thinking to reach out to. There was that Louisiana attorney. I don't know if you saw the one, but he was definitely like the best attorney I think we've seen in action. He was the one that had the name of his firm and the sign in back of him. So I was thinking of reaching out to him because he, I think, would just understand Louisiana law, and he might even know the assistant district attorney's cell phone number, and he might like be able to just call him and say, "Dude, this isn't you, right?" But I don't know. That's kind of like my thoughts. I don't know. Peter Tragos? Who's Peter Tragos? You were mentioned in the chat on a live trial too, saying you were awesome in others' chat. I agree with her. Thanks, Denise. Who said that? Thanks, Phyllis. We're gonna get him to help. Just watch. Thanks, Autumn. Mike can be reached through IG chat. I message him all the time. Really? Instagram chat? I'll try that then. He's in Canada. A couple of years ago, the parole board tried to have video recording people meeting outlawed, and it was a huge backlash. Mike shares his love. He can never get big. Oh, Pierce lawyers, you know, got it. Got it. I've also tweeted at the board about man dues. Oh gosh, really, Muse? I don't know if that's a good idea. I did see that they have a Twitter account, but I don't want to get their attention. I'm almost nervous, you know. But they have the board has a Facebook account, they have a Twitter account, they have a website. They literally, like, on their Facebook account, they say, "Come watch Parole Hearing Live," and like they put an exclamation mark. Like, this is all public information. So Jam, I made a Twitter account today, and then Twitter removed it for some reason. So like and then I just don't know why, because Twitter's ridiculous. So I'll try to get it back up. We need tweet YouTube team. They respond, really? Huh. Thanks, FTV. I should try that, but I'm still thinking, like, I'll just I just want to get an attorney. I want to counter it. Just do it the right way. Like, one thought is also reaching out to the assistant DA and saying, you know, like, I want to do everything legally, and do it right. Thanks, Fat Boss. And just do it the right way that way. And then I'll go after this guy, you know. Or maybe the assistant DA will go after them, or it might have to be the FBI, because who knows what state they're in. But pretending to be a government official is not. I don't think is something that people are going to take very lightly. Yeah, I'm convinced it's a troll as well. Well, they took it seriously because they struck two videos, and there's a 3-strike rule on YouTube. So one more strike and the channel's basically turned off. And that's why I am shocked that there hasn't been a 3rd strike yet, because why would a troll only do 2, right? Why would someone out to attack me only do 2? It makes no sense. So I don't know. Which 2 did they do? They did the one that we just spoke about, which is and then they did like a random one. Let me pull it up. They did he came to drug court intoxicated. 15-minute recording. He came to drug court intoxicated. No, you do get information. YouTube sends me their Gmail account. They wrote parole board committee or something, Louisiana Parole Board, and then the Gmail account. And the Gmail account was the first name, middle initial, and last name of the assistant DA in Louisiana. And and it's just a joke, because no DA would send an email from Gmail. Exactly. It's so ridiculous that YouTube. FTV, that's scary. Like, I don't know. Really, it just doesn't make sense that the channel's not dead. Hi, I'm Riz. I'm sorry I'm late. Leave a YouTube channel name is Blackpink. Shut down. Go watch, please. We are for girl. What? Okay. I guess everyone give Rose and Lisa and Jenny a follow. They seem to be interested in getting follows. Um, Mike Hunt, you are not allowed to record Zoom court proceedings. Says, what is that based on? There's so many of these things are recorded. There's like hundreds of channels that do it. Thanks, Grace. That was kind of funny. You're desperate when you have to go into random channels. Oh man. I subscribe to Whack a Troll channel. I think it's an offender supporter. YouTube requires 0 proof to submit copyright. That is a joke itself. Yeah, it really is a joke. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Thanks. No one plays the same court. Well, what? Why would it make a difference? I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I saw Conundrum solved. There's they just put them up like they don't really do anything. They just put them up. There's I think there's 2 channels that are now uploading parole hearings, and only doing parole hearings, Louisiana. And then there's a couple other channels that are just doing random ones here and there. But and then I know that they're taking from my page and not recording it because they're doing hearings that I've done, and they're cutting off like where my face pops in, so you wouldn't know. What I think it's fine. I don't have a monopoly on Louisiana parole hearings. I think it's only the more people that do it, the better. It's people can choose how they want to watch it. But who knows? Maybe it's one of them that copyright struck the channel. If I go down for a week or 2, it will make a big difference for their channel. Their channel will grow probably pretty quickly. Well, thanks, guys. I mean, yeah, I think they're. I appreciate that. I'm screen recording. Hey, Jenny. Basically, someone is pretending to be an assistant district attorney in Louisiana and copy struck attacked me, the channel. So I have 2 strikes and 1 more, and the channel's going to get shut down. Which I'm expecting to happen, I guess, any second because, whoever attacked me didn't just do 2. So, so we'll see what happens. Thanks, Christina. Thanks so much, Christina. Thank you for everything. Good night. Elizabeth. Thank you for the cliff notes. Geez, that bites. Yeah, it does. Thanks, lady. Yeah, that's interesting. So call that person speak. I was thinking about that too, but I think it's best to just get an attorney to do this, an attorney from Louisiana, because so I think that's what I'm going to do. I was thinking right away of even because I have that person's Gmail. I was thinking of writing the Gmail and saying, "I know you're not the assistant district attorney, and you're going to be hearing from my lawyer, but I thought, you know what, it's just I shouldn't even give the person that kind of pleasure or satisfaction. Just do this the right way." Crime Circus. I love how you're saying that's prohibited, Jurist Candy. Like, where are you getting that information from? First of all, it depends on every state has their own laws on information. This is not like a federal thing. And second of all, if they're sharing it publicly, and they're not making any disclaimers on it, it's nothing illegal. Exactly, Fred. I feel the same way. Yeah, a rival channel could have definitely done this, because if I go down for a week or two, they probably will grow really fast. Thanks to HCB. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Thanks, Amanda. Appreciate it. Yeah, it would suck, I know. I really be bummed out. This has become a big part of my... I've never been so passionate about this before. About anything like this, in this way. Thanks, Jeffrey. I really appreciate that. You're a Knicks fan? I used to watch the Knicks back in the day. Back in the Patrick Ewing days. Thanks, Muse. Face red heart shape. Yeah, I'm gonna get an attorney. And the fact is, Louisiana, is this true? Where did you hear about this, Muse? The meeting's outlawed, but the bill is pulled? Where did you hear about that? Can you email that to me? That will be helpful to see. Well, yeah, David, I've seen other channels they just post all the hearings at one time. They're I think they're doing it I think they are doing it to attack me. I don't know. Because they're not doing it for money, because you can't get paid money if you YouTube won't pay you if you don't do customizations to the hearing. That's my understanding. So I don't know. It's not like they're doing it for money. TW, like a ton of people gave got maybe like $500 earlier in the stream. Everyone was pouring in money. I think that might be enough to get the first attorney, but I'll let everyone know, I guess, if the channel's still alive, if we need a fundraising. I don't know how much it will cost. Thanks, Jay. What's my email? It's in the YouTube, but I'll paste it here. I'll paste it here. Might be a cockroach. It's not enough for a lawyer. Yeah, you're probably right. I wonder what they'll charge. Thanks, Fat Boss. Yeah, I was thinking about doing merch, but like they make it easy to do merch on YouTube. They use a third-party store. Yeah, it'd be really easy for me to do the merch, but I just need to focus on stuff till it's big enough. And also, I've heard complaints about the merch. Some people, if it's like bad quality, it's just not a good experience for everyone. $5,000. Oh God. Well, if it's $5,000, because if it's $5,000 for an attorney, then then I'll probably do some fundraising. That sucks. I don't know if there are other states. I did find like some people sent me from other states. Tammy, I have Buy Me a Coffee. If you look on the Facebook About Me page, there's a link to Buy Me a Coffee. They only charge like 5% fee. And actually, you can buy me a turtle instead of a coffee. It's pretty cool. That's what I use instead of like PayPal or something. Anna Banana. I'm not ignoring you. Am I ignoring you? The chat's moving so fast I can't read anything. Yeah, they're Buy Me a Coffee. They added a new feature. You can like change it. So now you actually buy me a turtle. I need more programs. Yep. Programs. I'm going to send this over to a few of the YouTube lawyers to get the reaction. Thanks, Maddie. I appreciate that. Yeah, what's particularly interesting about this copyright strike is that it's someone pretending to be an assistant DA in Louisiana. Like, that's pretty obnoxious. Turtle's a new code word for lawyer. Yeah, buy me a lawyer. Big Redley. It's really, like, I think very few states, like, have these things on YouTube. That's the problem. There is one, and also different states have, like, the one state I found, like, they don't share the outcome with you on the hearing. It's like they give the outcome like 2 days later, which obviously is not good content because, we want the answers. Other hearings is just like one. It's like one judge. It's not three. Do I like clocks, Jackson? Like, is it the 9mm? Sorry, Corey. Yeah, it's like not knowing the outcome, and also the personalities. Like, the Louisiana board, they do have personalities. They're quite interesting people. Mr. O'Shea, Miss Jackson, Mr. Mirabella. Like these people have, they're quite, Miss Jackson could have her own TV show. So it's just a really good, it's really good stuff, Other hearings, just it'd be hard to have them as interesting. $18 subs, and does Louisiana have their channel monetized? I don't believe so. They turn their videos off right after. It's not like you can go and watch it. I highly doubt that it's monetized. I see a monster on your background. You might turn around because they're holding a Glock. That's not really nice, Jackson. Yeah, I love the board too. Yeah, that's Miss Pearl Wise. I'm not a fan of her anymore. I kept making excuses for Pearl Wise, like thinking, she's on her phone all the time, but doesn't mean she's not paying attention. She just might be ADD, but now I don't know. I'm not so sure that she's really paying attention. I've seen her like give the worst predators parole, and I've seen her turn down like decent people. Like it's just, I don't understand what her deal is. Which other guy's on his phone? Really? Someone else on his phone? Yeah, I don't think, the board is gonna. I'm just gonna do it the right way. It's about getting an attorney, contesting. The attorney contests the strikes, so that I don't need to. Otherwise, I need to share my personal information, which I can't do because whoever's out to get me should not have my home address. And that's the first step. And the second step is probably to have the attorney reach out to the assistant DA and let him know that someone is impersonating him. Where did I get the name Mandu? Actually, Mandu is the nickname that I gave my firstborn son. I call him my little Mandu. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, do you guys want another one? I could do another one. Did they do a revocation hearing for Cisco? They did, Jam. That's the one that they copyright struck on my video. They copyright struck it. But you know that they revoked his hearing. If you look in the news, Cisco, they paroled him, and then they revoked him. They found out that he had medication that he couldn't have, but really something must have happened, like that they would do that they would retroactively revoke his parole. There was just so much outrage that he got paroled. I never pay the parole judges on yet. I never paid attention because of you. My boy's nickname was Day Dude. That's cute. They do. Exactly. That's cute. And do they do. Yeah, that was embarrassing. That was messed up. If you look into the case, I've had relatives actually email me after that hearing. It's a messed up case. The idea that the guy went from death row to 90 years to getting paroled, and he's not a good guy. He's not like he basically like refused to say who was in the room with him, and the person who he claimed was the shooter might not even exist. It's just weird. It's weird that they would ever have paroled him. A personal YouTube contact. I would love a personal YouTube contact. That's a good idea. I wonder how to get that. Maybe I can go on LinkedIn. Faking an email, yeah, it's definitely a crime. They're not just faking email. They're impersonating. They're impersonating the assistant DA. They're pretending to be the assistant DA. So it's a crime that maybe even the FBI would investigate, because that's just not okay. Who knows? A person could be anywhere in the world, though. Like, I don't know how much they'll investigate it, but impersonating a government official is not looked kindly upon. Watch Your Honor on Showtime. Well, I hope it's not the last live, but Rakita Law. I'll have to write that down. Hey, Carrie. So basically, someone wrote YouTube and copyright struck two of the videos, and if I get one more, then the channel's taken down. So I'm expecting that will happen any minute, maybe. But they pretended to be the assistant DA. They used a Gmail account with a first and last name of an assistant DA in Louisiana and said, "I'm the assistant DA, and this is copyright." And YouTube said, "Sure, okay, we'll believe you. Why not? Because you say you are, so sure." Is it the assistant DA? Is it the same in the Cisco case? I didn't check. I did not check. Call Ghostbusters, that might help. I didn't check because I guess I've just Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, it is pathetic, Fred. It really is. The idea that someone would do that. 53 followers on Facebook. Nice. Yeah, we raised a lot of money. Grace. Thank you, Grace. Grace was amazing. Everyone was amazing. So I thought I would get a cease and desist letter too, except that they don't have access to my address, so I don't know like where they would send it. Maybe they could have emailed it to me. You would think they would have done that. So yeah, I would thanks, Hans. I would check. I mean, I will check when the email was created, see if I can get that information, and then see if I can do. I work in the tech industry, and I know people in the tech industry, so I'm waiting to have a call with someone who actually works in for security for a very large tech company. He basically makes sure that they don't get hacked, so he understands how all of this works. So I'm gonna have a call with him tomorrow, and he's gonna help me figure out how to basically investigate this email. Yeah, it was a Gmail account. It's like such a joke. Come on, if it was a .gov account, it'd be something different. But well, YouTube hasn't verified anything. They copyright struck 2 videos and 1 more, and my channel will get shut down. I don't think YouTube cares. There have been bigger channels that have been shut down, much bigger than, channels with millions of subscribers. They get turned on like a day or 2 later, but I don't think YouTube cares. Yeah. Right, but my address isn't public, so they wouldn't know where to send an official letter to me. That's the problem. I think it's just haters trying to take me down. They did a Google search. They found an assistant DA with a Gmail account that wasn't taken. They made the Gmail account. And then they're... I am doing. I'm not. I have no intentions of leaving. I love doing this. I love all of you. It's the most rewarding passion project that I've ever gotten to work on, and I'm gonna. The idea is it's get in touch with a lawyer. Lawyer's gonna counter, and then I is gonna counter the strike and probably reach out to the assistant DA and notify him that someone's impersonating him. And then I'll do whatever I can to find out who it is and what I can do to punch back, so to speak. Yeah. Can you show me the name, Sana? Because that would be crazy. Was it a reformed parolee that we covered in Louisiana? Proton email account? think I've heard of that. Thanks, Carrie. Appreciate it. Thanks, TW. Can't you get one pro bono? Pro bono what? A pro bono attorney? Yeah, there's like dozens of assistant DAs, I think. I think even in every parish has an assistant DA. I did not look yet to find a real email account. It's available on their website. I mean, all the information's there. I'm just not gonna do anything. Also over the weekend, right? I'm just not gonna do anything impulsively. I'm gonna have an attorney and do this right? So I don't want to write an assistant DA. It's just not a great. I don't think it's right. Like, I'm anxious to write in, but I'm not going to do it. Just have an attorney do it. Oh, really? He's banned from YouTube for life? That's cool. That's awesome that he was banned from YouTube. Huh. I'd love for this to happen to this guy. Okay, guys, I think I'll let everyone go. I could. Yeah, I did. I found the assistant DA on LinkedIn. You're right. That's how I found the name. He is on LinkedIn. I just don't want to. I don't want to mention his name, and I don't want to reach out to him because, again, I just think in this case I need to do it through an attorney. Thank you, Maddie. Appreciate that. That's really sweet. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mark. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Laura. It's really sweet of you. Thank you. A lot of you who are coming new here probably missed it, but hundreds came in from all of you. So it was really heartwarming. Really? YouTube said that? Sana, that's crazy. Yeah, good night, everyone. Thank you so much again for all the incredible support. Thank you, Carrie. I just saw that. Sorry, I was spacing out. It's so sweet of you. Well, yeah, I'm. It means a lot to me. I'll keep you guys all posted. I think also, so I have the Facebook account and the Instagram account. I tried creating a Twitter account, but they like blocked the account. I don't know why. They're just weird. So hopefully I'll get that up soon, and then I'll create a backup YouTube account. And Leonard French. Play video. Well, Chacha, did you Chadaka? I played 2 videos earlier. Did you see those? Because you can click back on the stream and watch them. think okay, drop the mic. Okay, thanks everyone. Love you all very much. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Moz. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone. I'm out.